Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar of the China Travel course. My name is Franco Amadei. I am from Italy, a country certainly well renowned for its artistic and cultural legacy. However, I lived more than half of my life in China, another wonderful country with a vast cultural heritage. In this short video, we will talk about some sites that are not usually part of a traditional tour in China. Nevertheless, I believe they could also become exciting touristic destinations. Everybody knows something about the long history of Chinese civilization, and probably a significant part of the motivation of Western tourists for traveling to China is related to its millenary history and fascinating traditional culture, which was, by the way, also the original reason why I came here more than 30 years ago as a young sinologist. But the fact is that China today is an extraordinarily vibrant and modern society. Even from a tourist point of view, it has a lot to give to the visitors, besides all the beauty of its traditional culture. Let us talk about contemporary art. Most of my Western friends probably do not know that China's contemporary art environment is quite dynamic, both in terms of artistic creation and production, as well as the contemporary art market. And over the last 20 years, China has built significant museum infrastructures, devoting increasing resources to the collection, display, and research of contemporary art. So, let's have a glance at some of the most attractive sites that I would suggest to any tourist interested in contemporary art. We start our contemporary art tour from Beijing, which is not only the country's political capital, but also the fertile and inspiring center of any new cultural and artistic trend in China. Its primary position in the humanities and art sectors attracts artists, collectors, and operators from all over China. Therefore, there are many places which contemporary art enthusiasts might love to visit, including the studios of some of the internationally most famous Chinese artists. Let's have a look at a small selection among the many exciting sites open to the public instead. The National Art Museum of China, known as NEMC, was founded in 1958. Its permanent collection comprises both ancient and modern Chinese artworks. As a museum and a center of academic activities, its primary mission especially embraces the collection and display of Chinese modern and contemporary art, as well as studies and research in these fields. Over the years, NEMC has also contributed to promoting international artistic exchanges. Strictly connected with the Central Academy of Fine Arts, China's oldest and most prestigious fine arts academy, the Kafa Museum opened in the early 1950s. It moved to its present location in 2008, a beautiful landmark construction by a renowned Japanese architect. Kafa Museum's natural link with younger generations of Chinese artists has made it one of the closest public institutions to the newest trends in contemporary Chinese art. Founded in 2014 by two enthusiastic local collectors, the Red Brick Art Museum takes its name from using those typical red bricks as the primary material for its construction. Within the large outdoor area, which includes a beautiful garden, the museum also features large-scale installations by renowned Chinese and international artists. Opened in 2015, near the famous 798 Art Zone, the Beijing Mission Museum aims to foster a closer relationship between artistic creation and public appreciation. The ambitious idea is to find ways to involve the museum and its visitors more inside the creative process, and possibly even since its creation. Founded in 2002, China Today Art Museum is China's first private contemporary art museum. a pioneer in its mission to devote private investments to promoting contemporary Chinese art and international artistic dialogue. Originally, the 798 area was a complex of electronic factories built in the 1950s in a Bauhaus style imported from Eastern Germany. Then, in the early 2000s, after its large industrial buildings were left empty because of the end or the relocation of industrial activities, the 798 area started to attract many Chinese artists who placed their studios inside the empty factories and lofts. Over the next 20 years, the area developed into one of the most culturally and commercially dynamic art districts in all China. Artists' studios eventually left because of the rising renting fees. Nevertheless, museums, art centers and galleries, including top international ones, opened and flourished, making today's 798 art zone one of the 3 most visited sites by the international visitors in Beijing. Let's move to Shanghai, an extraordinarily modern style and technological-driven megalopolis of more than 20 million people. Shanghai was called the Paris of Orient already 100 years ago. Since then, it has never lost its stylish soul, recognized as China's vanguard of fashion, design, and lifestyle. Today, its skylines along both sides of the Huangpu River are among the most iconic representations of the idea of the city of the future in the 21st century. Not surprising then that its unique social and urban background eventually stimulated the construction of a fertile contemporary art ecosystem made of a significant number of new brand museums, art centers, galleries, and different kinds of public spaces, where the enjoyment of contemporary art could become part of your daily experience. The China Art Museum, at its foundation in 1956, was called Shanghai Art Museum, one of the earliest newly founded museums after the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949. In 2012, it was renamed the China Art Museum and moved into the China Pavilion, a beautiful structure built for Shanghai Expo 2010. China Art Museum has a rich collection mainly formed of Chinese modern and contemporary artworks, covering the origin and development of Chinese contemporary art from the end of the Qing dynasty to the present. Founded in 2012, the Power Station of Art is mainland China's first state-owned contemporary art museum. Housed in a former power station with its 165-meter-high chimney, it has become an integral part of Shanghai's world-famous skyline. The ambitious mission of the Power Station of Art is to break the barrier between life and art, providing an open platform for the public to immerse themselves in a contemporary art-stimulating environment. It has been the venue of the well-known Shanghai Biennale since 2012. Located in the heart of the Pudong-Lujiazui area and designed by a famous French architect, the Museum of Art Pudong, MAP, opened to the public in July 2021, intending to present world-class exhibitions of Chinese and international artists. Shanghai Westbound refers to the Xuhui District waterfront area along the west side of the Huangpu River, with more than 10 kilometers of highly developed shoreline in the heart of the massive metropolis of Shanghai. It was initially the location of several manufacturing sites in the 20th century. Then, around the years of Shanghai Expo 2010, the Westbound started a profound and radical transformation from an industry-intensive area to a public open space, culture-oriented, eco-based, and technologically driven. The plan is to make it a powerfully iconic zone comparable to the Paris Rive Gauche and London South Bank. And in the middle of it, you can find the West Bank Cultural Corridor, which aspires to become Shanghai's Museum Mile. In fact, West Bank is already home to several famous museums, art centers, and galleries, including the West Bank Museum and the Long Museum. Furthermore, since 2014, this is also the location of the West Bank Art and Design Fair, which hosts more than 100 top galleries and contemporary art operators from around the world every year. Opened in 2019 and designed by a famous British architect, the West Bank Museum aims to create an open and comfortable cross-disciplinary cultural center. The Long Museum is a privately owned art museum founded by art enthusiast collectors. Its first location in Pudong was opened in 2012, while the second one was in the West Bank in 2014. Its collections cover a broad range of artworks, from traditional Chinese art to modern and contemporary art from China, including the classic red art style and international art pieces. In the heart of old Shanghai, M50 is a contemporary art district that houses more than 140 artists' studios, art galleries, design agencies, and other visual art and cultural businesses locations. With a development context similar to the 798 art zone in Beijing, the M50 in Shanghai attracts many local and international visitors. Launched in 1996, the Shanghai Biennale is the first international contemporary art biennial in mainland China and one of the Asia's highest profile contemporary art events. It initially took place in the Shanghai Art Museum. From 2012 on, it moved to the Power Station of Art. Started in 2014, the West Bank Art and Design Fair annually hosts more than 100 galleries and contemporary art operators worldwide. Besides Beijing and Shanghai, there are several other places where the contemporary art scene has acquired an increasing role in local cultural life. In Chongqing, Chengdu, Changsha, Nanjing, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and several other cities all over China, you can find sites and events related to contemporary art. Actually, too many to be mentioned all now. In Shenzhen, a very young and technological metropolis just nearby Hong Kong, we suggest a visit to the Sea World Culture and Art Center, a multifunctional waterfront center created in 2017, including world-class exhibitions of UK's Victoria and Albert Museum. The Hua Art Museum opened in 2008, the first museum in China specifically focused on design. Shenzhen also hosts one of the most successful contemporary art fairs in China, named Art Shenzhen, which has made a material contribution to the formation of South China's contemporary art ecosystem. In addition, we also have to mention Chengdu Biennale, launched in 2001, Guangzhou Biennale and Guangzhou Triennale, respectively established in 2000 and 2002. Last, we cannot forget Hong Kong, the fascinating melting pot of Cantonese traditions, Asian financial center, and international trade hub. Contemporary art reached this platform in the last decades of the 20th century. New impulses and investments are coming in recent years, allowing us to forecast the future development of contemporary art activities and market in Hong Kong. Opened in 2021, the M+, also called Hong Kong's Global Museum of Visual Culture, is situated in the West Kowloon Cultural District and is one of the world's largest museums of modern and contemporary visual culture. Art Basel, the world's most distinguished brand of contemporary art, landed in Hong Kong in 2008. Since then, it has conquered the position as the most important contemporary art fair in Asia, which attracted in 2019 edition over 130 exhibitors among the leading international museums, galleries and art operators. It is a must-attend event if you have the opportunity to be in Hong Kong during the fair. And this brings me to the end of this brief webinar. Thank you all for your kind attention. If you want to find out more contents, please go to China Travel Course website, where you will find out most useful ideas and suggestions for your next unforgettable trip to China. 谢谢。